Chapin Newberry 195 and 24, and Richland 215. Starting lineups. Players, please run out to your respective baselines when called. Chapin Newberry leading off, number 8. Center fielder Raleigh Salters. Batting second, the right fielder, number 4, Colby Livingston. Batting third, the catcher, number 20, Caden Reeves. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 3, Jaden Glenn. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 16, Coleman Fryer. Batting seventh, the pitcher, number 2, Jake Peterson. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 15, Blake Mills. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 12, Tillman Shano. And batting 10th, the third baseman, number 5, Ty Harper. Please welcome the rest of the Chapin Newberry squad. For the 2-1-5, leading off the center fielder, number 9, Jacob Muir. Batting second, the second baseman, number 77, Zach Sneed. Batting third, the right fielder, number 12, Alvin Murray. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 4, Thatcher Bachman. Batting fifth, shortstop number 14, Jack Chetwood. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 1, Evan Smith. Batting seventh, third baseman, number 8, David McElveen. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 23, Daniel Bledsoe. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 24, Breon Earl. Pitching tonight will be number 27, Sam McCutcheon. Players and coaches, please stand in your respective lines and repeat after me the Legion Creed. I will keep the rules. I will keep faith with my teammates. I will keep my temper. I will keep myself fit. I will keep a stout heart in defeat. I will keep my pride under control in victory. I will keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Now please stand or remove your caps as we honor the United States of America with the playing of the national anthem. Hold on one second. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having trouble with the stereo system up here. Please bear with it.
John, just sing it. Just sing it. JJ, we're just going to sing it, okay? A 1, a 2, a 3. Oh, say, can you sing?
All right, with over that, welcome in here to Falcon Field. Of course, those who know me here on Definite Fiction, my name's Alex Ross. Thank you guys for joining me. Jeff is somewhere around here. I think the last time I saw him was on the lacrosse field, so he may or may not be making his presence eventually over here. But welcome in here to beautiful Forest Acres, South Carolina, home of the Richland Post 215. Of course, if you're new to the channel, I'm going to put some music on in the background because we don't like getting monetized here. But thank you for being here with me. Again, Alex Ross. I've been the voice of the 215 for, well, I guess now 2.5 years-ish. I'm going to be a Hall this summer with you guys. Well, that's very loud, so I'm going to turn that down. Seems like everything's been loud right now. Let me turn myself down. I apologize. All right. So I've been the voice of the 215 about 2 summers ago, and as well as this year. Last year I was with the Lexington County Blowfish all summer, but this year I'm back with the 215 for the American Legion team. You can hear me sporadically there, of course, calling AC Flora games for the last couple years as well. Then my honor and privilege, and now it is back here with the 215 this summer. Apologies for missing the other game here on, I believe it was Thursday. I was on my way up to Maryland on mini vacation, if you will, for the weekend. Now I am back. So let's rock and roll here. Welcome into Forest Acres, South Carolina yet again. It is Chapin Newberry versus Richland here tonight in American Legion Showdown. The 215 coming in 0-2. Chapin Newberry is 1-1 on the season. Both teams ready to get their seasons off on the right foot. Of course, it's been a sluggish start with all the rain we've had over the past couple of days here. We had a game we were supposed to do yesterday, the 215's AAA team, the red team, but of course did not happen. Got rained down. Of course, I didn't find out until I got here. But we're ready to rock and roll. So let's go through our starting lineups. Of course, you've heard them say it over the speaker in the beginning, but everyone who's tuning in, I'm going to go right around the diamond. So we'll go from left to right across the outfield. It's Evan Smith in left, Jacob Muir center field, Alvin Murray holding it down in right, David McElveen, he's playing third, Jack Chetwood short, Zach Sneed playing second, Thatcher Boffman at first. On the hill, it's my favorite nickname I've come up with here at AC Flora, the Puppet Master Sam McCutcheon, and his battery is Daniel Bledsoe. DHing tonight for AC Flora. Well, not AC Flora, the Richland 215. Going to have to make sure I get that out of my system before the game goes. Breon Earl. And then we'll go through the Chapin Newberry lineup. Let's go right down in order. Leading off, Raleigh Salters, the center fielder. Batting second, the right fielder, Colby Livingston. Third, the catcher, Caden Reeves. Cleanup duties, the shortstop, Jaden Glenn. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Coleman Fryer. Sixth, on the hill, Jake Peterson. Batting seventh, Blake Mills. He's the first baseman. The 8-hole is Tillman Shino, I believe, playing second, and 9-hole is the third baseman, Ty Harper. Well, this is the second home game for the 215. They were supposed to play on the road at Chapin Newberry yesterday, but again, rain, and more rain, meaning we will play here tonight and then go to them the next 2 days. Jeff and I will not be at that one, but we are here for a beautiful matchup. It is a little hot, a little humid, but of course, you got to be used to that here in Columbia, South Carolina. All right, and of course, for those tuning in who know the Falcons very well, you know there's an absent name from the lineup. Roper Wensky and Monty Lafitte are both on the 215 this summer, but are playing in the 7-on-7 tournament up in Wofford, so they will not be joining us here this evening. All right, let's rock and roll. Again, if you're new here, I do radio style, meaning I'm talking a lot, and you get to just listen to my beautiful voice all night. Let's rock and roll the right-handed Sam McCutcheon, the right-handed Raleigh Salters to get us going here this evening. First pitch just after 7:02. Beautiful 81 degrees. No wind. Sun's going to start sending over right field momentarily. The first pitch on the way from Sam's a beautiful 12-6 curve. Swung on and missed for strike one. Salters played on this field as a Dutch Fork Silver Fox in the Forest Acres Classic a couple years ago. Impressed me. The 0-1 from McCutcheon. Fastball's wide. It's ball one. You have to bear with me. I'm going to have to get the square bug rocking and rolling as well, so that should be all cleaned up. McCutcheon on the hill brings home the 1-1. The fastball is called. Strike two on the inside part of the plate. This is a battle between two kids that will be playing next year for their teams as well. Salters and McCutcheon, both rising seniors. The 1-2 from McCutcheon. That fastball is poked foul the other way. Salters, the right-hander, stays alive. McCutcheon working out of the stretch here like he always does. The 1-2 He'll kick and deal it. The 12-6 got him swinging, strike 3. Froze Salters, who couldn't decide whether he wanted to go. It's good for out number 1.
Batting second, the right fielder, number 4, Kobe Livingston.
Well, McCutcheon bringing out that 12-6 curve. I got to get right back into the swing of things. The rust getting shaken off a little bit last week in the AAA matchup between the red and the gold teams, and now it's going to hopefully fully come off here this evening. Well, the left-handed right fielder, Colby Livingston, digs in. The right-handed McCutcheon on the hill, 1 away, opening frame. McCutcheon fires to Livingston. The first pitch is a fastball low. It's ball 1. McCutcheon started game number 1 for the 2-1-5. Had a very good outing, but was not able to record the win. He went 4 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts compared to 1 walk. The 1-0. Fastball called, strike 1, low in the zone. Livingston's a rising senior at Mid-Carolina, the Rebels. He awaits the 1-1 in the left-handed box as McCutcheon fires and throws a changeup by him. It's nothing. It's 1-2. Excuse me. Again, Russ going to shake off quickly, hopefully. McCutcheon comes set. He'll wheel and deal. The 1-2. Fastball runs in tight. It's ball 2. Well, after Livingston, it's Caden Reeves, Jaden Glenn to follow if it gets that far. That's the opening 4 here in this Chapin Newberry lineup. McCutcheon kicks and deals the 2-2. 12-6 misses a little upstairs. Ball 3 didn't dip enough into the zone. It'll be a full count pitch incoming to Livingston. The payoff from McCutcheon. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside edge. Froze him on ice, and there's 2 away.
Batting third, the catcher, number 20, Caden Reeves.
Had to break that one out early for Sam. He told me, I believe it was the Forest Acres Classic that was, or no, it was, I believe, not the Forest Acres Classic. Yes, Forest Acres Classic, that was his favorite call. It was either that or in the playoffs. I couldn't remember which one. Well, righty on righty, it's Reeves now digging in against McCutcheon. That first pitch, the 12-6 that's popped into the air on the right side behind first base. Boffman will go back and retrieve it in foul territory to retire the side. Well, quick and easy from McCutcheon. 1-2-3, 2 punch-outs both looking. And the 2-1-5 will come up to bat here in the bottom of the first. He's trying to break the scoreless tie. All right, as I usually do between the bottom and top of the first, I will come back here and talk about just a quick rundown of the lineups here because, of course, I went down the other side back beginning of the game. So we'll go from left to right. Coleman Fryer left, Raleigh Salter center, Colby Livingston in right, Ty Harper at third, Jaden Glenn short, Tillman Shino at second, Blake Mills playing first, Caden Reeves behind the dish, and on the bump, it's Jake Peterson. Quickly through this 2-1-5 lineup. Muir batting first, Zach Sneed second, Murray third, Thatcher Boffman batting fourth, Jack Jetwood fifth, Evan Smith sixth, David McElveen seventh, Daniel Bledsoe eighth, and Rion Earl number 9. I had a Breon Ishmael last year at the Blowfish. I've done a good job of trying to keep that name out of the mouth so far, but failed there. All right, well, let's rock and roll to the bottom of the first inning. Be 1, 2, and 3 leading off. It's the center fielder, Jacob Muir. Muir graduated from Dreer a couple years ago, and he's starting his summer off quite nicely, 2 for 6 with a stolen bag. He will get the right-handed Jake Peterson, making his first appearance on the hill this summer for Chapin Newberry. Righty on righty, let's get it going. Peterson will fire. The first pitch is popped foul to the right side, out of play. It's 0-1. Last year for the 2-1-5. He was one of the tied RBI leaders for this team. Muir had 11. Now he's batting leadoff, a little harder to grab an RBI. The 0-1, that one's lined in the center field. Going back is Salters toward the wall. He looks up and it's going to be off the wall, off the netting. Muir will stroll in with a leadoff double here for the 2-1-5. Nice and easy. That one just kept going and going and going, and Salters thought he had a chance at first, but it just kept carrying. So leadoff double for Muir puts him on second, and right away a chance for the 2-1-5 to strike. It's the left-handed Citadel commit, Zach Sneed. I guess signee at this point. The left-hander digs into the box. The right-hander on the hill looks back at second, comes home. Peterson fires a fastball. It misses just wide. It's ball 1. Where Sneed was one of the big parts of this AC Flora lineup this past spring season. Hit .381 with 3 homers, 22 RBIs. The 1-0. Breaking ball misses inside. It's ball 2. Peterson, the Newberry commit on the hill. Believe the count is 2-0. Scoreboard might be wrong here. Peterson kicks and deals, the 2-0. Misses wide, ball 3. So 3-0 the count. Nobody gone. Runner on second here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless, but the 2-1-5 have a chance to break the tie. Peterson comes home. The 3-0 is called. Strike 1. Change him on the outside edge. So 3-1 now the count. I was right. I got used to trusting myself over the scoreboard. Don't worry. It comes and goes whenever I please. The right-hander fires on the hill. The 3-1's a high chopper to the second baseman. Shino can't play it. It took a weird bounce and will go into right field. It'll be ruled as an error, or no, a hit, rather, on the scoreboard, which will bring Muir home from second. Sneed will stay in with a RBI single. It's a 1-0 lead for the 2-1-5. You know, usually Ross is a little harder to get a hit on. That's the scorekeeper for AC Flora, but Sneed was able to score a hit there. So that's an RBI single for Sneed. 1-0 lead here for the 2-1-5. Still nobody gone. It's the left-handed Newberry commit, Alvin Murray, who digs in. First pitch, fastball up and away, ball 1. So part of my job that's a lot of fun is I get to kind of go in the 2-1-5 system. Remember when these players all played in the AAA teams, and Alvin Murray was one of those. He played on the AAA Gold team for the last 2 years. The 1-0 is popped to the left side. The left-hander fights it off into the forestry. It'll be 1-1. It'll be 1-1. Excuse me. There we go. See, I told you it comes and goes in phases. But Murray actually won a state championship last summer with the Gold team. Now he's on the senior team for the first time in his summer career. Pickoff back at first. Sneed dives back safely. Peterson actually froze Sneed, who's not, I wouldn't say he's, known for his stolen bases. I'd say he's more known for his eye, but Sneed's no slouch over there. 14 stolen bags in the spring season with only 1 time being caught. 1-1 the count. Peterson sets and deals. That pitch is fouled back straight over into the forestry again. It's 1-2. No lead for the 2-1-5 here in the bottom of the first. 1-2 the count. Nobody gone. Sneed on first. Peterson comes home. The pitch. Fastball upstairs. Ball 2. Snead also faked a steal there, which brought the catcher Reeves from his position. It's always so much fun watching the catchers here in this summer because they all have incredible pop times, and I swear I blinked and Reeves is already in his stance ready to throw. The 2-2. Curveball missed in sight. It's ball 3, and it'll fill her up. 3-2, nobody gone. Snead still on first. He had the RBI single that brought Muir home from second. It's for the 2-1-5 lead, 1-0. Peterson sets him, will pick off to first. This time Snead gets in without a hassle. Murray, such a dangerous hitter, 32 RBIs this past season for Cardinal Newman. 6 of them, well, 6 homers, not 6 of them. Pick off back to first, got Snead leaning in just a tad late as Mills thought he might have had a chance to get him. The first baseman came up out to throw it around the horn, but instead they say Snead got his hand back in. Murray still waiting in the dish. There we go. As Peterson's yet to deliver a payoff. Now he does. The 3-2 is poked foul the other way. Murray stays alive. But yes, going back to Alvin Murray, 32 RBIs, 6 homers this past season, 10 doubles. He came here in the Forest Acres Classic and shot a homer against the 5A state champ runner-up Lexington Wildcats. He awaits Peterson as the payoff for the second time comes home, and it's a fastball that slips out of the hand. Way high for ball 4. Nice at-bat from Murray. Fought off the junk and draws a walk. That'll put runners at first and second here for Thatcher Boffman. Now for the first time, Chapin Newberry will come out and talk to their pitcher. Of course, we already talked about the music, so I'll be right back. We are back here at Falcon Field. Peterson's having a rough go of it to start, allowing 2 hits, a leadoff double, and then an RBI single to Zach Snead. Then lost Murray. So now runners have first and second, nobody gone. 1-0 lead for the 2-1-5 in the bottom of the first for the right-handed Thatcher Boffman. Righty on righty, first pitch, fastball inside, ball 1. Well, I talked about it with Murray. Same goes for Boffman. I've seen him grow in the 2-1-5 system. He was on the blue team 2 seasons ago when I was the voice of this team. Peterson fires the 1-0. Called strike 1 on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Well, now Boffman, he's, as I said, he's grown and now spread his wings. He played this past season at Spartanburg Methodist. Hit .327 with 6 RBIs. The right-hander awaits the 1-1. That fastball is shot the other way, inside out hitting to the right side. It'll be 1-2. Boffman looking to deliver for the 2-1-5. 1-2 the count, nobody gone. Bottom first, 1-0 lead. Peterson fires. The curveball is fought back out of play. Nice job from Boffman. Same thing with Murray. Both of them were able to really fight off the junk from Peterson, which has kept them in the ABs. Murray was able to draw the walk. Now Boffman trying to stay alive. The 1-2. Fastball wide. Nice glove from Reeves. That one may have skipped into the left-handed box, but he backhands it to keep both runners at bay. Counts at 2-2. Right fielder creeps in. Infield playing, double play depth. The 2-2. That breaking ball is put on the ground to the first base side. The first baseman Mills will step on the bag. He has no other play. Nice job from Boffman just to put that one in play and to advance both runners. They move into scoring position with 1 away.
Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 14.
So now Murray at second, Sneed at third for Jack Chetwood. The starting shortstop for AC Flora is now the starting shortstop for the Richland 2-1-5. Right-hander versus right-hander. One gone, bottom first. Peterson fires, breaking ball misses in the left-handed box. It's 1-0. Chetwood really came on late for AC Flora this past season. One of the big reasons this team was really starting to get hot toward the end of the season. The 1-0. Fastball up and in, ball 2. Chetwood ended the season with 10 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a .250 batting average. He awaits as the 2-0 from Peterson is swung on and missed. Changeup on the inside part of the plate. It's 2-1. And we'll reset it. 2-1 the count, 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. 2-1-5 lead at 1-0 after an RBI single from Zach Sneed. He's at third. Murray's at second here with 1 away. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Looks like a changeup away. It's now ball 3. First base is open, but it will load him up for Evan Smith. The 3-1 from Peterson. Fastball spiked in the dirt. 5-pitch walk to Chetwood. He'll jog to first, and now it'll juice him up for Evan Smith. It's the second walk Peterson's allowed so far here in the bottom of the first, and here comes Evan Smith. The former AC Flora Falcon playing at Spartanburg Methodist. Last summer, he had 7 RBIs for the 2-1-5. Now looking for his first this summer. Righty on righty, 1 away, bottom first, bases juiced. Peterson deals the first pitch. Change up inside, misses, ball 1. The 1-0 on the way. Fastball up and in, ball 2, and that'll bring Reeves out, one of the top catchers here in the state in 2025. Reeves is actually committed to Troy, over a little west of us here in South Carolina. Peterson behind 2-0. He fires and it gets a big swing and a miss from Evan Smith. Change up right across the heart of the plate. It's 2-1. Peterson, quiet on the hill. He'll come and come home. The 2-1 is fouled back. I was supposed to say came set and then came home, but did not say that. Again, rust is a beautiful thing. Been off for a month. Well, a month is, I guess like a week technically, but coming back from vacation is always fun. Already some action over there in the Chapin bullpen. 2-2 called, strike 3. Fastball on the inside froze Smith, and now there's 2 away. Well, Peterson's first strikeout here of the night gives Chapin Newberry a chance to get out of the inning, but it runs through David McElveen. McElveen, the Erskine commit, hit .463 this past season for Ben Lippin. Righty on righty, 2 away, bases juiced. Peterson fires. The fastball swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Peterson, long pause, a lot of big leads here for the 2-1-5 as the 1-0 on the way. Breaking ball called, strike 2 on the outside edge. Murray at the man at second, it's almost getting a third of the way. Now it brings Glenn over behind him just to keep him a little closer to the bag. Over at first, Chetwood's getting a pretty hefty lead as well. The 0-2, that one shot the other way, foul ball out of play to the right side and will stay alive. McElveen, 36 RBIs for Brendan Lippin this past season. He's trying to produce here for the 2-1-5 and increase their already 1-0 lead. Big lead from Murray now at second. He's halfway down the line. The 0-2 is fouled back to the other side. It'll stay there. Murray at second is playing basically where you think the shortstop would play. Or not playing, but he's standing where you think the shortstop would play. There's no hold at second. Chapin Newberry could throw it around the infield, try to get the last out there, but seems like Peterson's going to try to deal to McElveen. The smell of hot dogs fills the air. Peterson will now step off, and here we go. He steps off and runs at Alvin Murray, and now the man at third dancing off, and there it is. Sneed's now in a run down between third and home. They're going to try to get Sneed out. Looks like he'll avoid the tag, and they're going to say he went out of the baseline. Whoa, he did not. So Sneed will stand back into third, and now the umpire's going to come and talk to each other. Well, Sneed had to basically do a little semicircle around the tag by Harper. Umpires will come together and see if he's out of the baseline, and they are going to say he's out of the baseline. Well, nice job there from Peterson. He faked like it was going to go to Murray, got Sneed leaning off the bag, and then was able to get him a run down between third and home for out number 3. However, Sneed does do some damage. An RBI single earlier in the bottom of the first gives the 2-1-5 a 1-0 lead. We're going to go right back here for the top of the second. Welcome back here to beautiful Forest Acres, South Carolina. Sun is starting its descent over the right field side. A little out of play, if you will, but we are back here at Falcon Field as Sam McCutcheon on the bump. Getting in his right frame of mind before he's set to begin the top of the second. He had a beautiful top of the first. 1, 2, 3, back-to-back punch-outs to lead off the game and a pop-out to the first baseman. Now he gets 4, 5, 6, Glenn Fryer Peterson. McCutcheon fires righty on righty. A changeup is swung on and missed. It'll be 0-1. I didn't really get to talk about McCutcheon too much, which is how much damage he was doing earlier. McCutcheon, one of the aces for AC Flora this past season, a 1.23 ERA with 67 punch-outs. The 0-1. That one's lined on the left field line, but it will hook foul. It'll be 0-2 here to Jaden Glenn. Glenn was a rising senior over at Clinton so far this summer, 2 for 5 with an RBI. He's currently leading off the top of the second here for Chapin Newberry. The 0-2. That one's poked to the shortstop. Chetwood waits back on it, throws across the diamond, and there's one away. It was a slower roller than I think Chetwood thought. He had to come in a little more than he wanted to, but was able to throw out Glenn for the first out here in the top of the second. Now it's Coleman Fryer, the left fielder. He'll dig into the right-handed box against the right-handed pitcher on the hill. Righty on righty, McCutcheon fires. The 12-6 stays in tight, ball 1. Fryer, we are rising senior at Dutch Fork, is currently 0 for 2 on the summer with 2 walks. The 1-0 from McCutcheon's a fastball that's high hit in the left field, but it will hook foul out of play into the forestry. Definitely had the distance, but didn't have the direction Fryer was wanting. It's now 1-1. McCutcheon wheels and deals the 1-1 changeup. Looks to be a tad low. It's ball 2. That one broke around the shins of Fryer. McCutcheon trying to work a little quicker than he usually does. Will set to deliver the 2-1. Fastball is swung through. It's now 2-2. So 2-2 the count, one gone here in the top of the second. The 2-1-5 up 1-0 early here against Chapin Newberry. McCutcheon kicks and deals the 2-2. 12-6 stays upstairs. It'll be a payoff incoming to Fryer. McCutcheon set to deliver the 3-2 on the way. Fastball is grounded over to the third base side. Nice job from McElvey. No, it just gets out of the glove. It looked like he had it, but I guess maybe on the transfer he lost it. It'll be an E5 is how Fryer will reach. Officially ruled as an E5 there on the scoreboard, which will bring up Jake Peterson here for the first time, the pitcher for Chapin Newberry. Will now try to help himself out. He inherits a 1-0 deficit here at the dish, but he's got a runner on first with one away. Righty on righty. McCutcheon will fire home the first pitch. Curveball in the dirt gets way away from Bledsoe down that third base line. Fryer will easily stand in a second, but will hold up there. So now the count is 1-0. Fryer is at second. One away here in the top of the second. 2-1-5 has a 1-0 lead, but all of a sudden, Chapin Newberry is threatening after McCutcheon sat down the first 4 batters of this game. A rising senior for the Falcons. Looking back now, Fryer at second comes home with the 1-0. 12 sticks up around the letters. It's ball 2, and that'll bring Bledsoe out to talk to McCutcheon. You know, I said back in the springtime when we were talking about the 2-1-5, it's kind of like an all-star team here for the Legion. Bledsoe had a great season this past year. That was for Spring Valley. Hit .241, 2 homers, 23 RBIs. You know, he replaces a battery that was Dylan Hernandez, who is currently up in the border battle, I believe, in North Carolina, South Carolina, along with a couple other Falcons like Rohan Bremer and Scott Graham. Just some new looks here all summer. The 2-0. Fastball is shot foul the other way. It'll be 2-1. McCutcheon's at his best when that fastball and changeup are working. Tried to throw a fastball right by Peterson. Couldn't get one, but does get a foul. The 2-1. Called strike 2 right on cue. McCutcheon proves me right. Fastball on the outside edge. Puts the counts at 2s. After Peterson, it's Blake Mills in the on-deck circle. Then it's Tillman Shino right behind him. The 2-2 from McCutcheon. That one slowly tapped to the left side. It's the Chetwood shortstop weight on it. The high throw. Is it in time? Yes, it is. Nice job from Boffman to get the foot down. A better job from Chetwood. What he did was he looked back Fryer at second. So now there is 2 away with a runner on second. What a wild play. So much happening. It was slowly rolled over to Chetwood. He had to deliver a strong throw to get Peterson. It was a little high, but Boffman was able to get the foot down right before Peterson touched first. Now there's 2 away, and the bigger thing is Fryer does stay at second. Well, it brings up Blake Mills, righty on righty, 2 away. 2-1-5, trying to get out of trouble here in the top of the second. McCutcheon kicks and deals the first pitch. Fastball away, ball 1. Looks like some of the Falcons didn't make it. They were in, again, 7-on-7 up in Wofford. That's why Roper Wensky and Monty Lafitte are not available this evening. I believe they'll be playing in Carolina this upcoming weekend. Right here, though, at Falcon Field, McCutcheon deals the 1-0. Slider misses wide, ball 2. Good eye from Mills. Mills looking for his first hit of the summer. 0 for 3, but he does have an RBI. Long pause between pitches. Now McCutcheon will come set. He'll deliver the 2-0. That fastball is fouled right back into the mask of the home plate umpire. It's now 2-1. Two on the count, 2 gone here, top of the second. 2-1-5 up 1-0, but Chapin Newberry has a runner on second, trying to strike back here. McCutcheon out of the stretch, the 2-1. Fastball misses wide, ball 3. First base is open, but he'll put runners at first and second for Tillman Shino, and then Ty Harper, the 9-hole, standing right behind him. And thank you for joining us here this beautiful June evening. The 3-1. Beautiful breaking ball called, strike 2. That 12-6 caught the lower part of the zone. That'll run the count full here with 2 gone. Fryer is at second. He will not be in motion. There's no one on first for him to run, unless, he tries to try to take third. The payoff on the way is popped foul right behind us, and we'll do it one more time. Mills so far in these 3 at-bats, 3 walks as well, but has struck out twice. A very patient hitter, but McCutcheon has the tools to get him out and get out of this frame. The payoff on the way. Fastball's tapped foul right back into the netting, and we'll do it one more time. Sun blaring down almost behind the tree line. Shadows are engulfing Falcon Field here on this June evening. No wind. Dead heat. The payoff from McCutcheon on the way. Fastball low. Ball 4. McCutcheon's first walk of the evening will put runners at first and second for Shino. Maybe it's Shano. I'm not exactly sure. Pronunciation guides aren't exactly available at this level, but we're going to rock and roll. The second baseman will dig in. Righty on righty. 2 away. Runners at first and second for Chapin Newberry here in the top of the second. The first pitch from McCutcheon on the way is a fastball that's popped into the air to the right side. It will quickly run out of play. It's 0-1. And for those who wonder, this is the time of the night that's probably the more annoying part for me. That sun not below the tree line right yet, but when I look to the right, it's right in my line of view, meaning any pop-up to the right side is a little annoying for me to see. We'll return to action here as McCutcheon kicks and deals the 0-1. Called strike 2, late strike call, but the changeup clips the lower part of the zone, and now it's 0-2. McCutcheon trying to get out of this inning. It runs through Tillman. McCutcheon winds and deals the 0-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 1. Due up for the 2-1-5 in the bottom half of the inning. It's McElveen, Bledsoe, and Earl, the bottom half of the order. The 1-2 from McCutcheon. Breaking ball is tapped foul right back into the backstop. It is 1-2. So just like Tillman, a lot of these players here for Chapin Newberry do come from Chapin, but unlike usual, the Falcons and the Eagles did not play on the diamond this past season. 2 years ago, Chapin swept the season series, but this year they didn't meet. Very different feel, which engulfs usually 2 rivals. The 1-2. Fastball upstairs is tapped foul again. It'll stay 1-2. Tillman staying alive. Of course, the Falcon faithful won't have to wait long to see Chapin again. They will host the Eagles, I believe, in week 2 of the football season, which has got to be around mid to early August. Haven't exactly done my homework on the football schedule quite yet, but should be a fun one. McCutcheon kicks and deals the 1-2. Breaking ball in there, Tillman lays off. It's now 2-2. Chapin Newberry, after back-to-back strikeout looking and back-to-back then infield outs, they have an error, a ground out, and a walk. They're looking very nice against McCutcheon, even though McCutcheon is giving them a lot of junk to, kind of catch their eye, if you will. Chapin Newberry has allowed the eye candy to stay away. The 2-2 from McCutcheon's a fastball that hits Tillman. Looks like it got away from McCutcheon after he was ahead 0-2, and that'll load him up here for Ty Harper. So Fryer at third, Mills at second, Tillman, Chino, I believe, Sheno, either or, I'm going to hold my tongue, is at first. It's now Ty Harper, the third baseman, batting ninth in the order. Right before we do that, though, Coach Chris Dorsey's going to come and talk to McCutcheon. We'll be right back here at Falcon Field. Apologies to Coach Dorsey. Again, that sunlight playing dividends to my eyes. Couldn't exactly see too well, but I don't believe that was Coach Dorsey. Well, either way, righty on righty, 2 away. Sun almost behind the tree line. As the shadows are around the outfield and some of the infield here at Falcon Field. Ty Harper digs in. McCutcheon fires. Righty on righty. First pitch comes home. It's a fastball up around the eyes. Ball 1. And bases juiced 2 away now here in the top of the second. 2-1-5 leading 1-0, but Chapin Newberry has a chance to take the lead in, maybe more. The 1-0 swung on in, foul tipped into the glove. It's 1-1, a heater. And we'll say when the sun starts to decline that the temperatures do dip, making the humidity a lot more bearable here in the Midlands of South Carolina. The 1-1. Fastball, foul tip back into the glove yet again. It's 1-2. Harper couldn't catch up to the heater. Harper, the Spartanburg Methodist signee, trying to get Chapin Newberry in front. He's behind 1-2 against the right-handed AC Flora Falcon. The 1-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 2. Long pause, McCutcheon will wind and deal the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Sped a fastball right by Harper to get out of the threat. Well, Chapin Newberry loads them up, and Sam McCutcheon sits them down. 1-0 lead for the 2-1-5 as we go to the bottom of the second right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. The 2-1-5 in front, 1-0 after McCutcheon able to strike out Ty Harper swinging to end the threat in the top of the second. Now it's 7, 8, and 9 due up here for the 2-1-5. McElveen, Bledsoe, and Earl. Well, righty on righty, Jake Peterson comes back to the hill. It's David McElveen back in there. He was at the plate when the inning-ending out came at third. First pitch to him is a fastball low. It's ball 1. Of course, Murray was standing way off second when Peterson stepped back. Snead tried to get a head start to home and got thrown out in between the rundown of home and third. The 1-0 swung through. It's 1-1, a fastball. Peterson out of the stretch. Will come home, the 1-1. Swung through and missed again. Change up low. It's 1-2. 2-1-5. Looking for their first win of the summer. Chapin Newberry trying to go 2-1 here with a win. The 1-2 on the way. Swung through and missed. A fastball on the outside edge. There's now one out here in the second. Well, now up the catcher, David Bledsoe, currently now in the lead for me for the walk-up song so far this summer. Righty on lefty here as the right-handed Jake Peterson comes home. The first pitch, fastball wide, ball 1. Saving Me by Nickelback. Such a great song. Peterson, the right-hander, will fire the 1-0. Fastball low, gets away from Reeves. It's now 2-0. Well, Bledsoe played this past season for Spring Valley. The Erskine signee hit .241 with 2 homers, 23 RBIs. Also very good on the bump at 4.09 ERA. Doesn't show the prowess there, but 41 innings, 8 starts here for the Vikings of Spring Valley. 2-0 on the way from Peterson. Called strike 1, changeup on the outside edge. Count is now 2-1, 1 gone here in the bottom of the second, 2-1-5, leading it 1-0 here for Chapin Newberry. I don't say their post is it's technically post 193 and 24. They have 2. The 2-1. Changeup swung through. It's now 2-2. Nice pitch there from Peterson, who's starting to find his groove after a rocky start. It was a leadoff double from Urin and an RBI single from Sneed. They got the 2-1-5, the early 1-0 advantage. The 2-2. Change up wide. Nice eye there from Bledsoe. But run the count full. 3-2, 1 gone. Bottom of the second. Peterson will wheel and deal. The payoff. That one's rolled over to the right side. The second baseman, Shino, can't field it cleanly. He boots it to the right field side. We'll have to wait for the official ruling, and they were going to rule that one a hit. I'm going to say that one tied Shino up, I believe. So an infield single puts runners, well, a runner at first here for Breon Earl. I'll say Bledsoe has my favorite walk-up song, Many Men, for Breon Earl is maybe number 2. Well, the UNC Pembroke commit will step in. Righty on righty, 1 away here in the bottom of the second as Earl will make his first acquaintance. And now Monty Lafitte, I was told Monty wasn't available, but I guess Monty came back from the 7-on-7 and said, I want to play, coach. So he is a courtesy runner for Bledsoe. First pitch to Earl's looks like a slider, I believe. The first time I've seen that from Peterson, but it broke way wide. It's ball 1. The 1-0 from Peterson. Fastball is shot foul. It's 1-1. Well, we've seen Earl again, as I've mentioned it with Boffman and Murray, grow up in the 2-1-5 system, at least for me. Started on the AAA Blue team. Now he's on the senior team where he was from Dreer. Now he's Ben Lippen. 260 average, 1 homer, 19 RBIs, going to UNC Pembroke. I actually drove by there yesterday, which I didn't know where it was until it. There you go. My geography lesson of the day. The 1-1. Peterson gets a swing and a miss on a changeup. It's 1-2. Peterson will come set. Monty at first, the 1-2. That one's grounded the other way through the hole on the right side for a base hit. Lafitte will hold up at second. Nice piece of hitting from Earl. Hit them where they ain't. Shino was playing up the middle, and that left the right side of the infield wide open. You could have drove a truck through there. It's now runners at first and second. Well, Jacob Muir back up at the dish. Muir had the best hit so far for either side, and he shot a double off the center field wall. On most fields here in South Carolina, that may have been a homer just with how tall the wall is here at Flora. Righty on righty, first pitch on the way. That one's fouled back into himself. It's 0-1. Reeves was ready to pop up and go, you know. It's always fun watching a good catcher, and Reeves fits the bill perfectly. And the Troy commit, number 2 catcher in South Carolina for the 2025 class. The 0-1. Change-up called, strike 2, low in the zone. So after the double, Muir came around and scored the first and only run of the game. As Reeves is going to come and talk to Peterson. Reeves must have saw something after a swung on and missed changeup on the outside edge. You don't usually see a mound visit last that long, but Reeves was out there for a good 15 seconds in the ear of Peterson. He saw something he liked. Runners at first and second, one gone, bottom second. 1-0 lead for the 2-1-5 right here at Falcon Field against Chapin Newberry, post 193 and 24. Now Peterson will finally come set. Muir gets ready in the right-handed box. The right-hander fires home, the 0-2. Fastball up and away. Ball 1, good eye from Muir. Well, Muir now 3 for 7 on the summer. Has a chance to produce his first RBI of the summer as well. Muir will put the bat on the shoulder. Peterson looking both runners back at first and second. He'll step off, and now Lafitte will kind of walk back to second. Of course, Monty had a great season for AC Flora this past season after he had a back injury that lasted all of last summer and the football season. He's ready for a successful campaign with AC Flora in the fall. The 1-2. Peterson fires a breaking ball, and Muir fights it off back into the netting. It'll stay 1-2. Long pause between pitches. It seems Peterson is taking his time on the hill. Now he comes set. Still looking back runners. He comes home. The 1-2. Fastball stays up around the eyes of Muir. It's 2-2. Well, Peterson, it felt like the first 2 pitches he was in a rhythm, back-to-back strikes. Then all of a sudden, he slowed his tempo down, and maybe that's what Reeves is going to come out and tell him, saying, hey, get back to that tempo. When you find your rhythm, you were working really well, and that's one I feel like one of the more problems I see in the high school level when pitchers get their rhythm mixed up. When they're in a groove, they'll try to change their tempo for one reason or another, and that allows the offense to kind of come back. Right now, it's showing with Peterson. Again, 0-2 to start now. Back-to-back balls here. Puts the count at 2-2 with 1 gone. Earl at first, Lafitte at second. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 lead for the 2-1-5. Peterson fires the 2-2. That one's lifted into the right center field side. Going back is Shino, the right fielder, and the center fielder converge, but it's Livingston, the right fielder, to make the one-handed grab. There's 2 away. Well, a good battle there from Muir, but it goes in favor of Peterson. There's now 2 away for Zach Sneed. Got to shout out Zach. He has one of my favorite highlight calls after he launched a 2-run homer over the right field wall against Miller back all the way almost, I guess, a month and a half ago. Got to shout out Jack, though. I didn't do him justice, I don't believe. I said we always knew he had the power. Yeah, Zach's homered multiple times, just unfortunately not for AC Flora on varsity. See if he can shoot one over right here and increase the 2-1-5 lead from a 1-0 to a 4-0. The left-hander digs in, the right-hander on the hill. The first pitch on the way. That one's lined in the right field. Going back is Livingston. He will look up, and that ball is off the wall. Sneed just misses one by a couple feet. Livingston turns it in. Earl will come all the way around from first. Lafitte came from second, and right on cue, Zach Sneed delivers a 2 RBI double off the right field wall, and the 2-1-5 lead it 3-0. Well, a beauty of a hit. Livingston came first step in. That was his first mistake. His second mistake was thinking he could have I don't think he put a best throw on it, and that allowed Breon Earl to come all the way around from first. It didn't look like it was going to be a chance for him, but it wasn't his strongest throw to the infield. Well, that's not the right team. 3-0 lead now for the 2-1-5. Alvin Murray digs in. Sneed gets a great jump. He goes to third. A throw from Reeves is not in time. Harper couldn't get the tag down, and Reeves couldn't believe it. That just shows you the speed of Sneed. I said last at bat that he's not known for his speed, and I think he's more known for his eyesight. However, right there, Sneed got a great jump from second, stole third. It was a called ball, so 1-0 the count, and It's not an easy run catcher to steal on as Reeves threw a dart to third. The one-hand to Murray, the left-hander, watches strike one, get called on the outside edge. Count is now 1-1. 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. 3-0 lead for the 2-1-5 here against Chapin Newberry. Peterson fires. 2-1. That one's softly hit to left side. Fryer going back, and he can't run it down. The softly hit ball gets over Fryer. Eating my words as Alvin Murray will stand in with a 2-out RBI double. It looks like Murray got that one off the end of the bat. That's why I said softly hit. And all of a sudden, it tailed away from the left fielder, Fryer. He couldn't run it down, and the 2-1-5 have a 4-0 lead. It was easy for Zach Sneed to score. He came home from third. Murray now standing in at second with a 2-out RBI double. And now Thatcher Boffman, the right-handed first baseman, back up at the dish for Richland 2-1-5, not EC Flora. I guess the Monarchs, if you will. Peterson fires, the right-hander called strike one. Fastball up in the zone. One RBI double from Zach Sneed and now an RBI double from Alvin Murray have given the 2-1-5 that 4-0 advantage. The 0-1 fastball's nicked foul from Boffman. There's nothing in 2. Well, Peterson was cruising, strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts, technically 3 straight outs, if you will, but not in the right order. And now the Monarchs have struck single, single, double, double, mixed in with a fly out. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Fooled him with the off-speed, and Boffman goes down swinging. Third strikeout of the night for Peterson. Gets him out of the frame, but not before Richland strikes. Again, doubles from Sneed and Murray. RBIs, 4-0 lead, 2-1-5. We'll go to the top of the third right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here to AC Flora High School in Forest Acres, South Carolina. It's a 4-0 lead for the 2-1-5 here against Chapin Newberry after a strong second inning. Some timely 2-out hitting from Zach Sneed and Alvin Murray deliver the goods. And a 4-0 lead that Sam McCutcheon will try to hold, the right-hander on the hill. Quick prayer from him. He'll get back and deal to the top of the order. It's 1-2-3. Salters, Livingston, Reeves here due up in the top of the third. This is the part of the lineup Sam liked a lot. Struck out Salters looking his first go around. Right-handed showdown. McCutcheon deals home. The first pitch swung on and missed. Change up right down Broadway. It's 0-1. McCutcheon deals. The 0-1 is called. Strike two. Beautiful curveball paints the inside part of the zone. Blue and yellow. It's 0-2. That 12-6 from McCutcheon, just filthy to watch. So much fun for me. The 0-2 is fouled straight back. Salter's got a piece of the heater. It's 0-2, and, I don't know if Raleigh will ever listen to this, but I do remember him with the long locks. A little upset he, cut them all off. I love a good, hairdo behind the helmet, but what are you going to do? Probably a lot easier to deal with it in the heat this summer that the beautiful Midlands of South Carolina deals. The 0-2 fastball skips in. It's ball one. Also probably helps with the amount of heat you get under a football helmet. Of course, Salters Part of the state champion Silver Fox Dutch Fork football team, one of the most storied dynasties this state has to offer in any sport. He's a linebacker on that team. Quarterback of the defense, if you will. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Blew a fastball right by him for out number 1. McCutcheon, no strings, all business.
Right fielder, number 4, Colby Livingston.
Now, Salters retires back to the dugout. And I'll now bring up Colby Livingston, the left-handed right fielder. He struck out looking his first go-around as well. The right-handed McCutcheon kicks and deals. The first pitch is bunted by Livingston on the third base side. McElveen coming in quickly. The running throw to first is in time for out number 2. McElveen with some theatrics, a nice little jump throw to first. He throws out Livingston, trying to reach on a bunt single to the left side of the infield, and there's now 2 away. Got to give a shout out to the spectacular play by the third baseman. Now it's Caden Reeves who pumped out to the first baseman, Boffman in foul territory back in the opening frame. Righty on righty, McCutcheon fires. Changeup misses inside, ball 1. I didn't get to talk about Reeves at the dish, but so far he's 0 for 3 this summer, the Troy signee. And McCutcheon, just like back in the first, quickly 2 away. Trying for a 1-2-3. The 1-0 on the way, and that one's beaten into the ground. Foul to the left side. It's 1-1. After Reeves, if it gets that far, Jaden Glenn on deck and Coleman Fryer in the hole. Before, though, the 1-1. Fastball, that's a high pop up to the left side of the infield. McElveen, the third baseman, ranges over, calling off by Chetwood, the shortstop, and he makes the foul grab. Left of the third base bag for out number 3. Well, a foul pop out to the left side, and now a foul pop out to the right side. Now a foul pop out to the left side for Reeves, and that will do it here in the top of the third. McCutcheon works another 1-2-3 inning, and the 2-1-5 lead it 4-0. Stay with us right here on Definite Fiction as we go to the bottom of the third. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. We're set to begin the bottom of the third inning. It was a nice 1-2-3 top of the third for McCutcheon, and now the bats will come and try to help him continue to stretch that 4-0 lead. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up here in the third. Chetwood, Smith, McElveen. Peterson returns to the hill. He allowed a 2-out walk to Chetwood his first go-around. Righty on righty here to begin the bottom of the third. Peterson comes home, the first pitch. Fastball called strike 1 to the inside part of the plate. It is to note Chapin Newberry was warming up. Looked to be Tyler Graham back in the first inning, but I have not seen him go back to the bullpen since then. Peterson kicks and deals the 0-1. That one's lined through the hole on the left side of the infield for a base knock. Chetwood with a nice piece of hitting. He now has a walk and a single this evening. That puts a leadoff runner aboard.
Left fielder number 1, Evan Smith.
Now it's Evan Smith due up here, the right-handed left fielder tonight. Usually he was a center fielder for AC Flora, but Muir has that position locked down, so Evan slides over to left. He struck out looking on a questionable call, if you ask him, back in the first inning. First pitch to him is an inside pitch, tapped to the third base side. Harper, the barehanded throw, the running throw, gets away from the first baseman Mills, way wide. That will allow Chetwood to get the windmill around third. The right fielder Livingston comes up firing. The throw to the plate is not in time as Reeves couldn't glove it. It'll be an error on Harper, and that will bring Chetwood all the way around from first to score. Smith, with all the chaos, gets to second. Well, let's replay that one. That was a wild one. It was a tapper the third base side. Harper, the third baseman, barehanded it, tried to throw the running throw to first. And Mills didn't have a chance as that was way wide. Got all the way into right field. Well, Chetwood didn't stop, came around third. Livingston tried to throw him out, and if Reeves gloved it, would have been a bang-bang play, but he was not able to get as that ball squirmed back towards the backup Peterson, and all the chaos. Smith got to second. Got the second before the throw, I believe, so either way, it all works out. Smith stands at second. Now a 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5 here in the bottom of the third as David McElveen will dig in for the second time this evening. McElveen went down swinging his first go-around. Righty on righty. Peterson will come set. Looking Smith back at second before he even throws a pitch. And now we'll fire home. The first one is a fastball on the outside edge, called strike one. McElveen now 0 for 5 in the summer, looking for his first knock here in June. Almost always can increase the 2-1-5 lead with the speedy Evan Smith at second. The 0-1 is a breaking ball in the dirt. Nice job from Reeves, who gloves it now with throw down to second. Glenn gloves it. Smith caught in a rundown between second and third, and he is tagged out by Harper, the third baseman, after a strong throw from Glenn to Harper. Well, Reeves shows off his prowess right there. A ball in the dirt doesn't get far enough away. Smith took one step too far off the second base bag. Tried to go into business and get to third, but the Glenn to Harper connection guns him down, and there's now a 1 away. Peterson fires the 0-1. That one's popped foul right behind us. It's 0-2. So it's an error that scored a run. Chetwood came around from first already this inning. 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5 here in the bottom of the third. The 0-2 count. That one's lined to the left side. Yes, foul. Left of the third base bag. That would have definitely been extra bases for McElveen, but he has to step back in the box. And I will say on my note, it's a beautiful now night here for me. No more humidity as the sun is going down behind the skyline, which of course that means shadows on a whole Falcon Field. The 0-2 called strike three. Froze him on the top of the zone. Looks like a breaking ball, and now there's 2 away. McElveen goes down via the punch-out for the second time tonight, and that'll bring up Daniel Bledsoe. Bledsoe had a single back in the second inning. He came around to score on the RBI double from Sneed. The left-hander digs in, the right-hander throws. The changeup is low and away. It's ball 1. Well, Bledsoe, the catcher, batting 8th. The 9 holes, Breon Earl. He's waiting on deck, and if it gets that far, it's the top of the lineup looming in the hole as Muir is getting his gear on if it gets to him. Rust is slowly coming off. Slower than I wanted to. The 1-0. Change up wide, ball 2. The left-hander drew 16 walks for the Vikings this past spring. He's ahead 2-0 against Peterson. The right-hander fires, gets a swing and a miss through a changeup in the dirt. It's 2-1. I also will say for those who are missing Jeff, he's currently coaching lacrosse. I forgot about that. His B-teamers all have a team this summer. Of course, shout out for anyone who donated to that all spring. He was looking to make that a thing, and of course, Coach Purdy is locked in and ready to help him as well. The 2-1. Fastball called, strike 2 in the top third of the zone. That one may have been up around the letters. Got to give a lot of credit to the spot of the pitch and also as well as Reeves to be able to make it look like more of a strike. I think it was a strike, but it was close. The 2-2. That one's definitely a ball, breaking ball in the right-handed box. That'll run the count full here with 2 gone. 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5 here in the bottom of the third. Looking to add on to it. Bledsoe trying for some 2-out magic, just like we had last inning. The payoff on the way. That one's rolled over to the left side. The shortstop, Glenn's got it. Strong throw to first is in time, and that will retire the side. Well, it was the leadoff single from Chetwood to get the 2-1-5 going, and an error brought him around from first. That's how the 2-1-5 have struck in the bottom of the third. 5-0 lead going to the top of the fourth, and we come back. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. We're set to begin the top of the fourth at the midpoint of this game. The Monarchs of the Richland 2-1-5 are currently ahead of Chapin Newberry 5-0. They've scored so far in every inning, and Sam McCutcheon's been locked down on the hill. The right-hander will return to action against 4, 5, and 6, leading it off. The shortstop, Jaden Glenn. Glenn grounded out to the shortstop, Chetwood, his first go-around on a slowly rolled chopper that I think Chetwood had a little more on it. Righty on righty, breaking ball misses low, and we are underway. It's 1-0. This is the part of the kind of lineup that McCutcheon had trouble with. It was the error on Fryer that allowed Chapin Newberry to load him up in the second, but McCutcheon escaped trouble. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike one, a fastball on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Of course, was to note, Coach Dorsey talked to his team between innings, and I think he wanted to kind of note the base running blunders that have encapsulated the 2-1-5 tonight. The 1-1 fastball misses wide, ball 2. 2 crucial outs have now come on the base pass, and you clean up these errors now early in the year, late in the year, brings a championship run, something this program knows how to do with. The 2-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Glenn frustrated with it. It's 2-2. That bender is so filthy. 2-2 the count. Nobody gone. Top 4. 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5 here. As McCutcheon will wheel and deal for him. The pitch. That fastball's grounded over to the shortstop. Chetwood ranges over up the middle. The throw across the diamonds in time. Jack Chetwood shows off the range. Makes a splendid play up the middle to gun Glenn down. And there's one away. It looked like that ball could have got up the middle. It was grounded to the shortstop, but more towards the second base bag. Chetwood ranged over, made the play behind the second base bag. There's now one away for Coleman Fryer. Fryer reached base off of an error to the third baseman McElveen last time around. Righty on righty, McCutcheon fires, and it's a fastball right down Broadway for strike number 1. You can start hearing the bugs in the forestry chirp in. 0-1. That heater misses wide, ball 1. I know y'all probably can't hear it on the stream, but it's the beautiful night sounds of summer as we are fully in June, middle of June, if you will. The 1-1. Breaking ball called, strike 2. That 12-6 comes right across the heart of the plate. It's always funny seeing hitters' first reactions to it. Fryer was almost in shock when he saw that pitch cross home. The 1-2. Slider missed a tad outside. It's now 2-2. Not an easy pitch for Fryer to lay off, I might add. Definitely some eye candy that he left away. The 2-2 from McCutcheon. Elevated fastball is tapped for straight back foul. It'll stay 2-2. I did also see some fun stuff between innings. I was looking at Instagram, as I sometimes do, or maybe it was Twitter, but either or. Kazmar, the former Gamecock, is now committed back to Ohio State, almost the opposite of what Michi Johnson did. The Carolina-Ohio State transfer. The 2-2 fastball is lined straight foul back towards us. It'll stay 2-2. For those who forget, Michi was actually at Ohio State, then came to Carolina, then went back to Ohio State, now back at Carolina. Kazmar, the opposite, was from Ohio State to Carolina to Ohio State. Maybe he'll go back to Carolina. We don't know yet. We'll wait and see. Return to action, though, the 2-2. Fastballs pop straight up and foul right over me. It'll stay 2-2. Friars give McCutcheon a battle. This is what did McCutcheon in last time these two fought. It was Fryer giving him a tough battle. Same with Mills and Shino. The 2-2 from McCutcheon. Swung on and missed. Tied him in knots with the breaking ball. And now there's 2 away just like that. Well, if you want to swing and a miss, McCutcheon, all you got to do is go to that 12-6, and you get a lot of those. There's now 2 away. Fryer goes down swinging. I think I got my breath taken out of me from the way I moved my arm after the strikeout. Apologies when you listen back to this, Sam. Him and his dad always listen to the broadcast. Always appreciative, testing my work. Righty on righty. First pitch to Peterson swung through. A fastball elevated. It's now 0-1. The 0-1. Fastball right down Broadway. It's 0-2. I always appreciate all the players listening back to the calls I make. It's definitely a lot of fun, knowing that they listen to what I put a lot of work into and hopefully seeing their work show on the diamond. The 0-2. Call strike 3. 3 straight heaters. That one froze Peterson on the outside edge, and McCutcheon now has retired 7 straight Chapin Newberryers. That's what I'm going to call them. Well, we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th. 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5 right here on Definite Fiction when we come back. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. 5-0 lead for the Monarchs. As we are set to begin the bottom of the fourth, it'll be 9-1-2 due up against Jake Pearson, who, despite some trouble, has been able to get through the first 3 innings and just keep Chapin Newberry within striking distance. The 2-1-5 is going to try to change that right here, right now. Righty on righty. Let's go here in the bottom of the fourth. Pearson kicks and deals the first pitch. Called strike one, changeup on the inside edge. It was pretty close to Earl, but something that is to note, Breon Earl got hit 12 times this past season for Bren Lippett. He stands pretty far up in the box. The 0-1 from Peterson. Called strike two. That slider paints the inside part of the zone. Blue for Chapin Newberry. Some action over in the Chapin Newberry bullpen. Peterson deals the 0-2. That one's slicing to the right side and foul out of play. And it's Carson Glenn for Spartanburg Methodist. He's warming up in the Chapin Newberry bullpen, the southpaw. But here at the dish, it's an 0-2 count. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the fourth. 2-1-5 up, 5-0. Peterson, the right-hander, versus Earl, the right-hander. The 0-2. Earls waits. Nice take. That inside breaking ball almost caught the plate. It's 1-2. Peterson set to deliver the 1-2. He does, and that ball is chopped to the left side. It will go just left of the third base bag foul. Harper looked like he was trying to make a play on it in fair territory, but it kept carrying over past the third base bag. After Earl, it's Muir and Sneed due up, and then if it gets that far, Murray waiting in the double hole. That's at least what I called it back when I played baseball in high school. The 1-2. Breaking ball stays up around the letters. Nice eye from Earl. Didn't miss by much. Count runs to 2-2. Pearson, the long pause now sets and fires. A 2-2 fastball runs in tight around the shin. That'll be ball 3. Earl, who's behind 0-2, has now worked to count full. Looking to reach basing. Turn it over to the top of the lineup. Peterson deals the payoff. That ball is chopped to the third base side. This time, the third baseman Harper has a play on it. He steps in, fires, and it's good for out number 1. Well, Earl worked a nice count, but was not able to deliver a chopper to the third base side. Harper throws him gone. And now it's the top of the order back up, Jacob Muir. Muir started the game off with a leadoff double, where he came around and scored the RBI single from Zach Sneed in the first. He flew out back in the second. Now up for the third time in the game already. Peterson, righty on righty, fires it home. The fastball called strike one to the inside part of the plate. Muir had to ask where it was. The 0-1 from Peterson. That one's popped off the hands right in front of home plate. The catcher, Reeves, will go out and make the grab. There's 2 away. Looked like a changeup that got on the hands of Muir, and he pops it straight into the air, just maybe on the edge of that circle around home plate. Now there's 2 away for Zach Sneed. Well, you know, as I was proven right, I was talking to Zach. Well, talking about Zach his last time up, he has now a single and a 2 RBI double off the right field wall, just shy of his first homer of the summer. The left-hander digs in against the right-handed Peterson. Peterson deals. The first pitch is a breaking ball. That one's hammered to right field, but right at Livingston. He plays it perfectly this time and will step back toward the warning track for out number 3. Nice job from Sneed, just hit perfectly to Livingston, and that will retire the side. Peterson works a 3-up, 3-down 4th inning as we'll go to the 5th. We come back here on Definite Fiction. We are back here in the top of the 5th. Sam McCutcheon trying to work into the 5th for the first time this summer. Back on the hill for the 2-1-5. He gets the bottom third of the order. Mills, Sheno, or Shino maybe? Again, I apologize. And Ty Harper. McCutcheon righty on righty. It's Blake Mills who worked a walk back in the second. He was stranded at second. 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5. Here we go. First pitch on the way from McCutcheon is foul tipped back a heater. It's 0-1. Mills, the graduate from Mid-Carolina this past season, digging into the right-handed box. McCutcheon comes set. He'll deliver the 0-1. Fastball misses the touch low. It's ball one. Count is now 1-1 here to begin the top of the 5th. The 1-1 is off the hands and popped straight into the air on the third base side. It's McElveen, the third baseman, whose range is over. Now comes right back on the third base bag to make the grab. There's one away. That ball started towards the Chapin Newberry dugout, but then kept slicing back towards the field of play. It would have landed fair right on the third base bag, but McElveen gloves it. There's now one away. Well, back up is Tillman Shino, the second baseman, right-hander, against the right-handed McCutcheon. First pitch on the way, change up low, ball one. Tillman, he was able to work a walk as well in the second. Or actually, I believe he was hit by a pitch. I apologize. But he was left stranded at first after McCutcheon got the swing and a miss from Harper to end the frame. The 1-0. Fastball hammered straight foul. It'll be 1-1. McCutcheon is now 6 strikeouts so far this evening. Shy of his 7 he worked in his first outing here for the 2-1-5 in 2025. He'll deliver the 1-1. That fastball is carved to the right side, foul. It's 1-2. Well, Harper waits on deck. Then at the top of the order, Raleigh Salters waiting in the hole, followed by Colby Livingston if it gets that far. There's one away, 1-2 count, top 5, 5-0 lead for the 2-1-5. The 1-2 from McCutcheon. Fastball misses around the knees. Low of Tillman. There's now 2-2. The 2-1-5 also working in their bullpen. They're so far down, I can't see who it is at the moment. The 2-2 on the way. That fastball's line right back up the middle. That will be the first hit of the day for Chapin Newberry. I kind of let that fly under the radar. Of course, you don't talk about a no-hitter, but the only base runners reached off of errors and walks, but in a hit by pitch. But Chino lines that one right back where it came from, and Chapin Newberry has broken the no-hitter. Tillman will reach for the second time this night. He will stand over at first, and now it's the bottom of the order, 9-hole, Ty Harper. He struck out swinging his first go-around. Righty on righty, one away, bottom 5. McCutcheon deals the first pitch. That one's flown in the left center field. Muir's got a read on it. He comes in and makes a nice underhand grab in the left center field grab. There's now 2 away. Looked like it had some legs on it, but quickly died in the left center field gap. Smith and Muir both had a good read on it, but it was Muir who made the underhanded catch right in front of him. And now there's 2 away just like that for the top of the order, Raleigh Salters. Salters has struck out not once but twice here this evening. Once looking, once swinging. Righty on righty, 2 gone, top 5. McCutcheon deals, first pitch. Fastball misses wide, ball 1. McCutcheon trying to turn it over to his bullpen here for the 2-1-5. Not sure who's on deck. I'll have to take a closer look when I get a chance. The 1-0. That one's lined to the other side, and that one will drop in shallow right field. Alvin Murray throws it in, and a strong throw to third. Gets by McElveen, and that will allow Shino to go from second to third. And then, of course, Salters will go to second. Well, it was it's not an RBI. A single hit the other way into right field. Murray with just instinctively a strong throw to third. It looked like McElveen may have took his eyes off of it and actually hit his glove. It's now the second hit of the game and inning here for Chapin Newberry. They have runners at second and third, all with 2 outs, and looking to try to strike back here against the 2-1-5 as they trail 5-0, and it's Colby Livingston due up. Livingston is now 2 for 8 on the summer, a strikeout looking and a groundout thus far this evening. He'll dig into the left-handed box against the right-handed McCutcheon. 2-1-5 trying to shut down their second real threat here of the night from Chapin Newberry. The first pitch from McCutcheon to Livingston is a slowly tapped right back to the mound, and they're going to call it foul, say it hit Livingston before he got out of the box. Good pitch from McCutcheon. Was quite literally inches away from being out number 3, but instead, it's just strike number 1. And you know Sam's locked in, kind of nodding back towards Bledsoe, the catcher, saying he knew he almost had out number 3, and now he's ready to rock and roll. McCutcheon nods and comes set. He kicks and deals the 0-1. Fastball, that one's lined to the right side, over the head of the second baseman in the right field for Murray. 1 run is in. Murray throws it strongly home. Bledsoe's able to glove it, but an RBI single from Livingston gets Chapin Newberry on the board. It's 5-1. Nice piece of hitting there from Chapin Newberry. Trying to make sure all my stuff on the scoreboard is working, but that may be all from McCutcheon. Pitching change here at Falcon Field. We'll be right back when we return. Welcome back to Falcon Field here in Forest Acres, South Carolina. After some user error on mine with the scorebook, I think I got everything figured out, but everything should be right. Runners at the corners, 2 away here in the top of the 5th. A 5-1 lead now for the 2-1-5. We'll bring on Hank Collins for the second time this summer. The former AC Flora Falcon will try to work through trouble and get out of trouble here in the top of the 5th. And it doesn't get any easier, though. Caden Reeves up, the Troy signee here for Chapin Newberry. The right-hander versus the right-hander steps in with an RBI chance. Collins pitching his second time this summer. The right-hander will fire it home. The first pitch from this little sidearm-esque left righty misses wide, ball 1. Collins pitched last year for the 2-1-5. 8 appearances, a 2.33 ERA over 15 innings. The 1-0. That one's lined into left field. Coming on is Smith, and it will drop. No, a diving grab. Yes, it is a diving grab. Smith dove late, picks it off the grass, and that will retire Reeves, who was smelling RBI. Take a bow, Evan Smith. He takes a hit away from Chapin Newberry to end the threat in the top of the 5th. A 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5 as we head to the bottom of the 5th right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here on Definite Fiction. It's American Legion Baseball here. The Richland 2-1-5 taking on Chapin Newberry, post 193 and 24. So far it's in favor of the AC Flora led 2-1-5, but a lot of other talent as well. I got to get that out of my system. Well, Jake Peterson's day is done. 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs. And now Carson Glenn, the left-hander who plays for Spartanburg Methodist, he'll fire home the first pitch curveball. It misses upstairs to the left-handed Alvin Murray, and we are underway here in the bottom of the 5th. Lefty on lefty as Glenn will get the heart of the 2-1-5 order, 3-4-5. The 1-0 is chopped to the right side, just right of the first base bag. Foul ball. It's 1-1. Well, leading it off is Alvin Murray. Murray so far has reached base twice off of a walk and an RBI double back in the second. Murray going back to his spring. That's his 11th double of, sort of organized baseball, if you will, on this level. The 1-1. Beautiful breaking ball across the top of the zone. It's 1-2. Murray had 10 back for Cardinal Newman this past summer, or this past spring. Now he has 1 for the 2-1-5. The 1-2 fastball's up around the letters. It's ball 2. Two-two the count here. Nobody gone. Bottom of the 5th. 5-1 lead here for the 2-1-5. 2-2 swung on and missed. Breaking ball pulls the string out from Murray. There's now 1 away. Nice pitch from Glenn. Very different pitcher than Peterson, relying a lot more on his off speed than the starter did for Chapin Newberry. Now there's 1 gone for the right-handed Thatcher Boffman. This is where the fun begins, quote-unquote, for the 2-1-5, as you get a righty up against the southpaw. The southpaw deals. The right-hander watches a beautiful curveball go right down the heart of the plate, strike 1, and again, right on cue, That curveball playing an important part for Glenn. He'll deliver the 0-1. Curveball called. Strike 2 yet again on the outside edge. Boffman couldn't believe it, and Glenn kind of shrugged, saying, well, that's what I do. Glenn will turn and deal the 0-2. Throws a heater, but it misses away. Ball 1. Good eye from Boffman not to bite. It's never an easy pitch to lay off after back-to-back curveballs. The 1-2. Fastball misses wide yet again. Another good eye from Boffman. 2-2, and you got to wonder if Glenn wanted a little more inside there. Not like inside, but more across the plate. The back-to-back curveballs got Boffman, but now the back-to-back fastballs. 2-2, that one's off the hands to the right side. The first baseman Mills gloves it. He'll flip to first to Glenn, and not in time. I'm not sure what Mills was thinking there. It looked like he had the easy step on the bag, but instead he flips it to Glenn. Interesting decision there from Mills. Will allow, I believe they're going to call that an error. Or no, that's not an error, excuse me. That will be an infield single. I'm not sure what Mills was thinking. He had Boffman beat, but he just flipped it to Glenn. Well, nonetheless, infield single. Now Jack Chetwood digs in. Southpaw against another righty here with one away. Glenn will kick and deal the first pitch. Looks like a fastball called. Strike 1 in the inside part of the plate. Glenn able to open up the inside part of the zone with the heater after the back-to-back curveballs to Boffman. He was relying a lot on it early. Now in the last couple pitches he hasn't. We'll see if he goes back to it here. Boffman goes the 0-1. That one's shot into deep left field. Going back is Fryer toward the warning track. He can't run it down. It's off his glove at the wall. Boffman had to hold up, so he'll take third, but now a long way to Fryer to get it out. The relay throw to the plate. The tag on the left side of the blade is out. Boffman is tagged, trying to score from first. Boffman thought he got around the tag. What a relay throw. Fryer to Glenn, to Reeves to gun out Boffman. However, what is kind of going under the radar, for at least for me, is Chetwood able to get third on the throw. I think Boffman doesn't believe he was out, but it is going to be a triple for Jack Chetwood. Boffman is gunned down at the plate. There's now 2 away here for Evan Smith. Well, kind of reel yourself back in. Runner on third, 2 gone. Righty on the southpaw as the southpaw fires home. The first pitch curveball hits Smith, and now there's runners at the corners with 2 gone. Well, let's go recap Jack Chetwood's at bat. Chetwood with a missile to deep left field. Fryer couldn't run it down off the tip of his glove. Took him a while to dig that one out of the warning track, I guess, maybe the fence. So Coach Dorsey sent Boffman around third. He thought he scored, but the relay throw was in time to gun Boffman down. Now there's 2 away. Chetwood at third. Smith, after being hit by a pitch, is at first. And now it's David McElveen up for the 3rd time today. He struck out twice. The right-hander digs in against the southpaw, who lobs one over to first to make sure Smith stays there. Smith has some legs, had 8 stolen bags last summer for the 2-1-5. This is a perfect spot to steal with a runner on third as fast as Jack Chetwood. He had 9 stolen bags this past spring for AC Flora. The southpaw deals. The first pitch is a curveball that misses in tight. Ball 1. Evans stays at first. A lot's happening in a short amount of time, but we are still in the bottom of the 5th. 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5. Runners at the corners, 2 gone here against Chapin Newberry, looking for some more damage. Glenn comes home, the 1-0. Called strike 1, breaking ball. Dips into the heart of the zone. It's 1-1. Some more action in the Chapin Newberry bullpen. Get you that in moments. Well, Glenn's taking his time, so let's leave him Davenport, who's in the bullpen. The 1-1. Fastball runs in tight. Good eye from McElveen. Better read from Evan Smith, who didn't try to go from first to second. And that shows you kind of the prowess that Reeves has behind the dish, the catcher. Smith is not trying to get too big of a lead. Even a ball that's in the dirt, that's because of all the theatrics Reeves has been able to do today. Able to throw out earlier in the game. I believe it was Sneed. Maybe it was Smith. The 2-1. Curveball called, strike 2. The back throw to first is not in time. Wow. A good tag from Mills. Smith slides back safely, caught off guard. A big lead may have saved, no, the lack of a big lead may have saved Smith right there. Reeves delivered a strike to first, almost got Smith. However, the count is now 2-2 with 2 gone. Runner still at the corners. Perfectly right, as the owner of the Blowfish, Bill Shanahan, told me, it's what you do as a broadcaster. You hype someone up, they almost make a good play. That was almost Caden Reeves right there. Now Glenn on the hill will step off, allowing McElveen to catch his breath. What I was referring to in that was me and my color, who's now the play-by-play guy over on the Blowfish this summer. We were hyping up this player for Forest City just for him to hit a grand slam. Of course, our luck. Pick off back at first. Another lob attempt over. Smith will dive back safely. You know, if I can talk, Lexington lost that game 1 against Forest City, 7-0, or 7-1, I believe. We did push across a late run. Before I get there, though, Glenn will kick and deal the 2-2. Breaking ball stays in tight. The count will run full here. But what led to Forest City opening that game up was a go-ahead grand slam from Jaden James. And, of course, me and my color were talking him up all night, and, of course, he delivered in a big moment for the Owls. We'll return here, 3-2, the count, 2 gone. Bottom 5, 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5. Runner at first goes, the pitch, curveball, called, ball 4. Stays inside. What a lead from McElveen. He reaches first for the first time, and that will load the bases up with 2 away for Daniel Bledsoe. But it may be all she wrote for Carson Glenn, who's been in and out of some danger here in the 5th. That's his first walk of the evening. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction. We are back here at Falcon Field, and, well, quick pitch hitter now. You know, Bledsoe came out to get ready to hit, but then during the mound visit, Coach Dorsey said, I'm going to switch things up on you. We're going to go from the lefty to the righty. So Monty Lafitte, after playing in a 7-on-7 tournament here for football, is now going to step into the right-handed box against the left-handed Glenn. More of a kind of tactical move from Coach Dorsey, trying to get a right-hander against the left-hander, the only left-hander Glenn faced. He set down on strikes. That was Alvin Murray to begin the 5th. Well, we'll reset here. Bases juiced, 2 away, bottom 5. The 2-1-5 trying to bring the hammer down here against Chapin Newberry and blow this game wide open. It's the rising senior for AC Flora, Monty Lafitte, who will dig into the right-handed box. The left-handed Carson Glenn on the hill. Glenn will wheel and deal the first pitch. Curveball stays upstairs, ball 1. This past season, Monty for AC Flora hit .344, but the big number, 13 RBIs. Lafitte hit towards the bottom of the order. That's just because of how talented the top of the lineup is for AC Flora. The 1-0 from Glenn. Breaking ball didn't really get a grip on it, was Glenn, so it sailed way upstairs. Nice job from Reeves to keep it within his range. So it's a 2-0 count now with 2 gone. Bases still juiced. 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5. And they have a chance to really open this game up and give their pitching some help toward the later part of it. The 2-0 from Glenn. Fastball upstairs. 3 straight balls to Lafitte. Nowhere to put him. I talked to Luke Shalcom back in the Forest Acres Classic. I asked about this spot. How hard is it to throw a pitch in a 3-0 count? And he said it's one of the hardest things to do as a pitcher. You got to figure out, is he going to swing? Is he going to lay off? You don't want to give him a good pitch, but you don't want to throw a meatball or throw one away. The 3-0 is right what I said. Called strike 1. Fastball paints the inside part of the plate against Lafitte. His exact words were, you don't want to throw a pitch to a guy that's not going to lift the bat off the shoulder, but you also don't want to miss wide with a pitch where a guy may swing at it. Still, you get the idea. The 3-1 from Glenn. Fastball is popped to the right side in foul territory. It'll go out of play. After falling behind 3-0, Glenn works it full. Well, here we go. Merry-go-round in motion. It's McElveen at first, Smith second, Chetwood third. They're all going to be running on motion. 3-2, 2 gone, bottom fifth. Lafitte versus Glenn. The left-hander kicks and deals. Runners go. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Change-up gets Lafitte to go down swinging, and Glenn works out of the bases-loaded jam. Well, one inning all around. The 2-1-5 load him up, but can't capitalize. Boffman is thrown out at the plate after a nice relay throw, and the 2-1-5 cannot tack on any runs. Their second straight inning where they haven't scored. We're going to the sixth, and a 5-1 lead. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. We're heading into the sixth inning with a 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5 over Chapin Newberry. Hank Collins will stay on as he looks to close this game down for the Monarchs. He will get 4, 5, and 6. The only batters that did not hit for Chapin Newberry last inning, it's Glenn Fryer, and was supposed to be Peterson. We'll have to pay attention to what they do in that spot since Carson Glenn pitched for Chapin Newberry last inning. Well, righty on righty, Collins fires to Jaden Glenn. First pitch is a fastball away, and it's 1-0. Collins came on to relieve McCutcheon, and McCutcheon allowing one earned run over 4 2/3 innings pitched. He retired 6 via the punch-out, only walked 1 and hit 1. The 1-0 is lined into deep left center field, but perfectly played by Evan Smith. He runs it down with the one-handed grab for out number 1. That's the second time Hank's got to tip his cap to Evan. The first time came last inning after Reeves lined one to left field with a lot of topspin. It dipped late, and Evan made a nice diving grab off the left field grass to keep a run off the board. That's why the 2-1-5 still lead at 5-1. Well, it's righty on righty. Coleman Fryer digs in for the third time this evening. Reached on an error back in the second, struck out swinging his last go around. First pitch from Collins is a fastball away. It's ball 1. On Jaden Glenn's side, that was the third straight time he's been retired. 2 by McCutcheon, 1 by Collins. The 1-0, called strike 1. Change up in the low part of the zone. The former AC Flora Falcons wheels and deals the 1-1. Change up is low. Ball 2, did he go around? No, he did not. They appealed to the first base. Umpire was Bledsoe and Collins, but they said Fryer held the bat back. Sun has gone down the 2-1. Fastball called, strike 2 outside edge. Nice pitch from Hank. Well, as I said, sun goes down, lights come on here at Falcon Field. They are starting to illuminate the grass and dirt here in Forest Acres. The 2-2. Changeup is fouled right back into himself. Fryer Nice piece of just battling there. Stays alive. Count stays at 2-2. There's one gone here in the top of the 6th. The 2-1-5 leading at 5-1. Chapin Newberry up trying to fight back into this game after they staved off what could have been a massive inning for the 2-1-5 last go around. The 2-2. Off speed stays in tight. Filler up. 3-2 with one gone. After Fryer, it looks like Peterson is staying in the game to hit after he was relieved by Carson Glenn. He's waiting in the on-deck circle. The payoff on the way to Fryer is way wide. A fastball. Fryer reaches for the second time tonight. A one-out walk here for Chapin Newberry. So Jake Peterson is staying in the game. He was the starting pitcher for Chapin Newberry, currently on hook for the loss. He's 0 for 2 at the dish with a ground out and a strikeout looking. It's his first time against the right-handed Collins. It's the right-handed Peterson at the dish. Collins comes home, the first pitch. Fastball wide, ball 1. On his first outing, Hank pitched for the 2-1-5 this season. Gave up 1 earned run over 2 innings pitched. That was in game 1. The 1-0. Fastball wide, ball 2. If you want to go back in your Falcon history, Hank was part of one of the best bullpens I've seen for AC Flora. They had Hank, Ryan, and Luke all in the same bullpen 2 years ago. The 2-0. Called strike 1, fastball on the outside edge. I also do have to credit Hank with one of my favorite strikeout calls I've ever done. Threw a curveball right down the middle, and my dead voice was able to pick up some sort of cool call. I do believe myself. The 2-1. Fastball wide, ball 3. Of course, for those who are wondering, I said curveball called strike 3. The roar from the Falcon faithful tell the story. Miller AC Flora's 11-inning affair. That went towards midnight. Me and Jeff were turning into pumpkins in live time. The 3-1 on the way, though, in current time is called. Strike 2, well, not called. It was swung on and missed. Elevated heat to Peterson. And now for the second straight at-bat, the count runs full. 3-2, one gone here in the top of the 6th. 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5 with a runner on first for Chapin Newberry. Got to reset whenever I can. The payoff on the way. Changeup misses just a touch low. Back-to-back walks puts runners at first and second for Blake Mills. It was a good offering from Collins. However, Peterson lays off and reaches base for the first time. That'll bring out the 2-1-5 pitching coach yet again here to talk to his right-hander. We'll be right back here on Falcon Field. Well, as me and Jeff were just joking, as Jeff is joined to the left of me, not on headset, but he is here. You know, monetization and Disney go really well together, so we stay away from that. Toy Story songs not allowed here at Definite Fiction, unfortunately. But we are back, ready on ready. Blake Mills digs in, runners at first and second with one gone here in the top of the 6th. Collins set to deliver the first pitch of the AB. It's a fastball that misses wide. It's 1-0. Monarchs trying to get their first win of the summer. Come in today 0-2. Chapin Newberry at 1-1, but they'll play a set of 3 this week. The 1-0 on the way. Changeup misses up and in, ball 2. If it gets that far, Shino waiting on deck, and then in the hole it's Ty Harper. That's the bottom of the order. The part of the order you don't want to lose before it gets to the top. The The right-hander comes home, the 2-2. 2-0, excuse me. Called, strike one, fastball on the outside edge. Mills so far today. 0 for 1, a pop out to the third baseman, McElveen. He also has reached on the walk back in the second against McCutcheon. The 2-1. Fastball low in the zone for strike two. Nice job from Collins. Collins worked out of multiple troubles for AC Flora, trying to work out of some stuff here in the sixth. The 2-2 on the way. Fastball got him, looking, strike three. Hank Collins, right on cue, gets a big out number two, strikes out Mills looking, and now there's two away here in the sixth, but the damage could still be applied. It's it's a pitch hitter here for Chapin Newberry, Blake Stribble, the Newberry commit. Righty on righty, runners at first and second, top six. Collins fires home. The first pitch to Stribble is swung through. A fastball on the outside edge. It's 0-1. Stribble replaces Shino, who is 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a single so far today. He scored the only run for Chapin Newberry. It's Stribble, though, at the dish. The 0-1 from Collins. Fastball called. Strike two on the outside edge. Stribble is 0 for 5 this summer with a RBI. He played for Whitmire. Now trying to produce for Chapin Newberry and get them back within striking distance. They trail 1-5 here in the top of the sixth with runners at first and second. Collins comes home, the 0-2. Curveball got him, looking, strike three. Nails for Hank Collins, freezes Stribble, and retires the side with back-to-back strikeouts. Well, back-to-back walks followed by back-to-back strikeouts is exactly what you look for. The 2-1-5 lead at 5-1, looking to add on it when we go back in the bottom of the sixth. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. Hank Collins, after back-to-back walks, back-to-back strikeouts to retire the threat in the top of the sixth, and now we go to the bottom of the sixth. It's 9-1-2. Leading it off, it's Breon Earl for the 2-1-5. He will get a new pitcher for Chapin Newberry. It's Liam Davenport, the USC Sumter commit, making his second appearance of the summer. In his first outing, he went an inning pitch. First pitch, righty on righty, fastball upstairs, ball one. Earl so far has reached one time off a single. He's also grounded out this evening. The 1-0 from Davenport, a fastball popped foul right behind us. It's 1-1. Well, Carson Glenn with an eventful 5th inning for Chapin Newberry. Loaded the bases, had someone thrown out at home, and struck out Monty Lafitte swinging to end the threat. Now he turns it over to Davenport, hoping for a cleaner inning for Chapin Newberry. The 1-1. Fastball up and in, ball 2. Of course, this is the part of the order that's been doing a lot of damage tonight. Earl has come around to score. Jacob Muir has come around to score, who's waiting on deck. And in the hole, Zach Sneed, who's just doubled and singled multiple RBIs this evening for him. The 2-1. Fastball called, strike 2 on the outside edge. Long pause, now Davenport fires. The fastball, is it foul tip? No, it's just a drop third strike, but it hits the umpire on a fly. It's good for out number 1, but we'll have to make sure the Blues are right behind the dish. So Davenport speeds a fastball right by Earl for out number 1. Home plate umpire gets dinged up, but it looks like he's all right. And now here we go. 1 away for the top of the order. Jacob Muir up. He's 1 for 3 with a leadoff double back in the first. He's flown out to the right fielder Livingston and popped out right to the catcher Reeves. Reeves also checking on the home plate umpire. Looks like he just missed a pitch that was high and in. Righty on righty here for the former All-State 3A center fielder. And now Davenport will step off, which allows Muir to, well, I say catch his breath, but looks like he's just ready and waiting. First pitch to Muir on the way is a fastball upstairs, ball 1. Gotta also give Muir a lot of credit. I love the bandana look. Of course, the right behind the helmet, you can see the back end of it, either a bandana or a sweatband, either or. Really cool. One of my favorite looks in baseball. The 1-0. Fastball called, strike, no. Fastball low, ball 2. That one has been called a strike tonight. I kind of just assumed. That's why you never do that. Now it's 2-0 against Muir. I will say Davenport, and I will love the radar, because it's running considerably faster than the previous 2 pitchers. 2-0 is swung through. A changeup to Muir fuels him. It's now 2-1. Muir waits the 2-1. Changeup stays up around the letters. It's ball 3. Now the path to first opens up for Muir again. Working late. Gotta get ready to rock and roll. Been up since 6 o'clock today, and now about to touch a little after 9. The 3-1. Fastball misses high. A 5-pitch walk to Muir puts a runner on first with 1 out. And now it's been the most dangerous hitter for the 2-1-5 this evening, Zach Sneed. Sneed missed a homer back in the 2nd inning by a couple of feet. He doubled off the right field wall to score 1. He also has scored 2, excuse me. He has an RBI single that scored 1 back in the 1st. That was actually Muir. Well, Muir at first, 1 stolen bag so far this summer. Going to be tough to run on Reeves, and right on cue he shows you why. A pickoff back to first from Davenport, and Muir kind of flops back in. It's just not big leads at first. We've already seen his prowess with a snap back to first. It almost got Evan Smith last inning. The right-hander comes home against the southpaw. The first pitch is high, ball 1. Sneed has one of the best eyes you will see at the high school level out of anybody. Drew 30 walks this past spring for AC Flora. The 1-0. Fastball low and in, ball 2. If it gets that far, Alvin Murray waiting on deck, and then Thatcher Boffman in the hole. Dangerous part for Davenport. He's going to have to find the zone quickly. The 2-0 on the way. That one's called strike 1. Took a bit off of it and found the outside part of the zone. Davenport in his 1 appearance, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He has 1 strikeout and 1 walk so far this evening. 2-1, Muir goes. The pitch inside, called strike 2. The throw in a second's a high throw, so no chance to get Muir. Glenn does a nice job jumping and keeping the ball in the infield, but Muir has now swiped his 2nd bag of the season. give a lot of credit. He got a great jump. It is, I believe it was called strike 2, so the count's 2-2, I believe. But right on cue, Muir, after I hyped up how hard it was to steal on Reeves, got a great jump, picked a good pitch to go on, and got a nice steal there. So count 2-2 with one gone here in the bottom of the 6th, runner on second. The pitch to Sneed misses up and away. It's a full count incoming. 3-2, one gone. 2-1-5, leading it 5-1 here in the bottom of the 6th, looking to add to it with the man who has 2 of the 8 hits so far in the left-handed box against Davenport. Davenport kicks and deals the payoff. Fastball wide, Sneed draws a walk. The walk specialist will get to first, and now we'll set the table for Alvin Murray. It's the second walk of the summer for Zach Sneed. And now Alvin Murray, who has walked and doubled and struck out so far this evening. Of course, the double came with an RBI back in the second. Lefty at the dish, righty on the hill. Davenport comes home, the first pitch. Elevated fastball misses upstairs, it's 1-0. And this is where Alvin Murray can produce. 32 RBIs for the Cardinals this past season. 6 home runs. That's where you want him up. The 1-0 to the southpaw. Changeup misses wide, ball 2. Of course, it doesn't get easier after Murray. Boffman waits on deck, who has a single already this evening. Of course, no luck for Davenport here in this part of the order. Well, really any part of the order. It's an all-star team here for the 2-1-5, just like every Legion team is. The 2-0 from Davenport. Fastball in tight, ball 3. So Davenport walked Muir. He's walked Sneed. Now falls behind 3-0 against Murray, in danger of walking the bases loaded. No one's up in the Chapin Newberry bullpen. This seems like it's Davenport's inning to go. The 3-0. Called, strike 1. Changeup on the outside edge. Davenport needed the strike and he found it. Davenport comes home, the 3-1, misses inside. A 5-pitch walk to Murray will load him up for Thatcher Boffman. And now they're going to come and talk to Davenport. Davenport got Earl to strike out swinging to begin the inning, and all of a sudden, back-to-back-to-back walks have loaded them up here for the 2-1-5 in the bottom of the 6th. It's going to lie on Thatcher Boffman. And, well, even though they didn't warm anyone up, they're going to bring a new pitcher on here. We'll be right back on Definite Fiction. Pitching change for Chapin Newberry when we return. Welcome back here to Falcon Field. Pitching change as Tillman Shino steps on the rubber. He inherits a bases-loaded jam with only one out. And it's going to be the cleanup hitting Thatcher Boffman trying to deliver the goods for the 2-1-5. Righty on righty, first pitch from Shino. Big overarching slider, curveball. I can't tell which one with how much movement. Doesn't matter, missed out wide, ball one. All that talking for a ball one. I apologize. Shino looking back, the runner at second, comes home the 1-0. Called strike one, fastball on the inside part of the zone. Well, you know, this is probably the time where you don't want Shino to look around at the bases. There's not really a steal opportunity unless a ball gets away from Reeves since the bases are juiced. The 1-1 count. Fastball, that one's popped into the air right behind the second baseman, Shino. Excuse me, he goes back and makes the grab for out number 2. No, holding everywhere. I got to figure out who went into second. I actually didn't see that. Boffin wasn't happy, but it's now the second out of the inning. Maybe it is Livingston that's... I can't tell who they put in. It might have been Livingston, actually, at the... PA screwed me over. I apologize. So Colby Livingston is into pitch. Shino did make the play at second. I apologize for the misseeing. I don't know what you call it. But righty on righty, Jack Chetwood now trying to deliver. The first pitch on the way to the right-hander. Misses wide, ball one. So when in doubt, when you don't know who subbed in, you go look at the other game changer, because that should tell you who subbed in. So Jake Peterson. So Shino is at second. Livingston on the hill. It's Peterson playing right field. Got to pay better attention than eating my chili dog. The 1-0. Fastball skips in. Reeves able to put that one into the dirt to keep all the runners at bay in this bases-loaded jam. It's now a 2-0 count. And bases juiced. 5-1 lead for the 2-1-5. Trying to add to this lead and give Hank Collins some cushion in the 7th. If I can talk cleanly. The 2-0 to Chetwood. Fastball is chopped to the left side, foul. It'll now be 2-1. I do blame that on the lack of water. I ran out of water last inning and forgot that when I started eating my chili dog, so my mouth is currently salivating and way more than it probably should. If you don't mind, Jeff, that'd be incredible. Jeff Rose, everybody, thank you. The 2-1. Fastball misses wide, ball 3. I believe that was Montague with the assist. The father of Monty. Well, big time pitch here from Livingston. 3-1 the count, 2 gone, bases juiced, 2-1-5. Trying to add to their 5-1 lead. The pitch. That one's grounded through the left side of the infield for a base knock. One will score. Coming around third is Sneed. The throw from Fryer is not going to be in time. A 2 RBI single from Jack Chetwood gives the 2-1-5 a 7-1 lead. Well, Jack Chetwood delivering in the clutch. What else is new? Muir and Sneed come around to score. Jack Chetwood now his 3rd hit of the day. I should have probably mentioned that a little earlier than how thirsty I was, but it does the job. Runners now at second and first with 2 gone. 7-1 lead for Evan Smith, righty on righty. First pitch is right down the heart of the plate, strike 1. Chetwood now has 2 singles, a triple, and a walk. He's reached base 4 times this evening. That's my broadcaster blunder of the night. But now it's Evan Smith, who's reached base twice off of an error and a hit by a pitch. He's also struck out looking. Livingston fires. The 0-1 is popped foul to the right side. Out of play, it'll be 0-2. But Jack Chetwood delivering in the clutch. He started really coming on late for AC Flora back in the spring, and all of a sudden, he has found it tonight, reaching base 4 times. It's no Juan Soto reaching base 6, but, I mean, you take that. Jeff gave a half-hearted laugh. I appreciate it. The 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt gets away from Reeves. Both runners will move 90 feet closer. Chetwood to second. And it looks like Murray will scamper to third. Of course, for those who do not know, I'm a Mets fan, Die hard, unfortunately, which has given me a lot of pain. Hopefully not this year, but I'm expecting an unfortunate loss to the Dodgers in the NLCS at this point. Jeff has laughed. I mean, I gotta temper expectations when the Dodgers are alive. The 1-2 on the way, though. Fastball in there. It gets away from Reeves again. Murray, the speedster, will get home standing. And a hard turn at third for Chetwood will keep him there. Back-to-back wild pitches have now put another run across for the 2-1-5. It is now a 8-1 lead. Well, the count is 2-2 with 2 gone. Murray comes home on the wild pitch. Chetwood to third. Smith trying to deliver when puts the 2-1-5 in run rule territory. Livingston will come set. Smith calls time and will have it granted. Had his hand up for a couple seconds. Well, for those who don't know, it's like high school. 10 runs through 5 innings or more, so the 2-1-5 are 3 runs away from run ruling. It's not like a lot, probably not going to happen, but still in territory to do it. The 2-2. Breaking ball misses low. What a take from Smith, and the count runs full. That ball dipped across the zone and out of it late. Smith holds the bat on his shoulder, and he'll now get a payoff with first and second open, runner on third for him. Looking for his first hit of the night. The payoff. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside edge. Livingston freezes Smith for his first strikeout of the evening, but the 2-1-5 strike, a 2 RBI single from Jack Chetwood opens this game up. An 8-1 lead for the 2-1-5, going to 7 right here on Definite Fiction. Welcome back here to Legion Baseball on Definite Fiction. We're set to begin the top of the 7th, and number 99, Ryan Harrelson, digs in on the rubber for the first time. Taking over for Hank Collins, who had some valuable relief innings. He up 1 hit, 0 earned runs over 4 outs that he earned. Now it's Harrelson trying to finish it out. Righty on righty, first pitch to Harper's. High and away, it's ball 1. Well, the 2-1-5 have opened this game up, 8-1 lead here in the top of the 7th. Harrelson, the sidearm, fires home. The fastball stays in tight. It's 2-0. Due up for Chapin Newberry, it's Harper, Salters, and Livingston. Trying to see if they can even cut into the lead. The 2-0 is grounded through the right side of the infield and the right for a base knock. Harper reaches base for the first time after he's 0 for 2 this evening. He's now 1 for 3. Top of the order we go yet again for the 4th time. It's Raleigh Salters digging in. Salters had the first inside-out hitting of the day for Chapin Newberry. He grounded one into right field back in the 5th. He's also struck out twice. Those were against McCutcheon. Righty on righty. Harrelson to Salters. The first pitch is called strike one. Fastball right down the middle. The sidearm fooling Harrelson, fooling Salters, which is a lot harder for a right-hander to hit since, the sidearm comes almost behind them, if you will. The 0-1 swung on and missed. Changeup on the inside part of the plate. It's quickly 0-2. And again, you kind of when you're a sidearm, you have to come over from the right side, meaning the right-handed hitters really can't see the ball all that well until it's right up on them. The 0-2. Called strike three. Changeup on the outside edge. Freezes Salters. A 3-pitch punch out for out number 1 here in the 7th.
Right fielder number 4, Colby Livingston.
Well, talking to Coach Dorsey, Harrelson was one of the people that benefited from the 2-1-5. He called Coach Dorsey and talked about what he wants to do, investing in his life, making his own business, and now he's back here for another summer after a incredible summer for him last year, a 1.75 ERA over 16 innings pitched. The first pitch is low, ball 1 here to Colby Livingston. The left-hander digs in against the right-handed sidearm. The 1-0 count, 1 gone, top 7, 8-1 lead for the 2-1-5, runner at first. The 1-0 is called strike 1, fastball on the top of the zone. Not a big lead for Harper at first. He doesn't go. The 1-1. That one's poked to the left field side. Down the line, it will hook foul. And it'll be 1-2. Again, tomorrow, back in action is the senior team. They will be heading to Chapin Newberry to play in game number 2 of 3 against them this week. We are back here at the Falcon Field, I believe, sometime next week, around early in the week against Lexington. The pitch is grounded over to second, could be 2. Sneed to Chetwood, no throw to first. The speedy Livingston beats it out. But the fielder's choice is good for out number 2, and now Chapin Newberry down to their final out in this one.
Catcher number 20, Caden Reeves.
So Caden Reeves, who had a hit taken away from him last at-bat, he looking for an RBI and basically smelt it all the way up until it hit the glove of Evan Smith with a diving catch in left. Now there's 2 away, righty on righty here. Harrelson trying to finish out the game. First pitch, fastball in tight, ball 1. Yeah, the senior team back here on Monday and Thursday against Lexington Post 7. I should be here for both. 1-0, pitch grounded over to the left side through the hole in base infield. So, since Jeff asked, I will say it on stream. Yes, I am going to Chicago next Friday.
Okay. That'll work out for both of us, and not for Richland 215 because I'm going to be at the beach.
Okay.
I won't have that Winsboro week.
Okay. So, yeah, if you heard Jeff, the week of Winsboro, which unfortunately I won't be here, makes probably my drive on that Monday or Tuesday a lot easier since you won't be here because I don't have to hurry back for a game. So the last full week of June, we will not be here, but we will be here after that because Jeff has his beach trip, and I will be going to Chicago for a family reunion. So Reeves does get his elusive first hit of the summer, a hard grounder up the middle. Now puts runners at first and second for 2 outs for Jaden Glenn. Courtesy runner at first, righty on righty, swung on and missed from Glenn inside heat. It's 0-1. Glenn is 0 for 3 tonight. Ground out, line out for him. He actually hit one very hard to deep left field, but Evan Smith played it perfectly. Runners getting pretty big leads. The 0-1's a fastball in the other box. Gets away from Bledsoe. That allows Livingston to go to third. And the courtesy runner, nice, almost a dangerous play. Boffin with a backup. They are actually saving what could have been a run after the inerrant throw from Bledsoe back to the dish. And it will be Will Satterwhite at second. He is courtesy running for the catcher Reeves. 1-1 the count, runners at second and third. The pitch, swung on and missed, a changeup on the inside edge, and Chapin Newberry now down to their final strike in this one. Harrelson looking to close the door here on Chapin Newberry this evening. The 1-2. Fastball in the other box. Bledsoe able to glove it after he leans over and almost falls down. Count goes to 2-2. Harrelson delivers the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Harrelson shuts the door, and the 2-1-5 get on the win column. Sam McCutcheon, 4 2/3 innings. He earned his first win of the summer. Harrelson and Collins both pitching an inning. Collins with some change in relief, and they shut the door on Chapin Newberry. The 2-1-5 moved to 1-2, and the Newberry Chapin Legion teams moves to 1-2. So music on in the background because monetization. But thank you for joining me. We will be back here, I believe, next Monday. Since Monday, I thought it was 4. I just say, yeah, next week's the busy one for me and Jeff. It is all 4 games. We'll be back here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday before we are both going to be off that next week. So thank you for joining me. I will see you guys all next Monday. Hopefully the rust is fully off and we're ready to have some fun the rest of this summer. That's all from me. I'll see y'all next.